You're listening to Pacific Street Blues.
It brings voices from abroad and makes us neighbors of people.
On 89.7, The River.
If you're down and out and you feel real good, come on over to the place where I would. No, your loneliness I try to soothe it. I'll play the blues for you. Don't be afraid. Come on in. You might just run across, yes, some of your friends. No, your loneliness I try to soothe it. I'll play the blues for you. Yes, and I ain't no big star. Oh, but you best believe I play the blues for you, baby, on my guitar. No, your loneliness I try to soothe it. I'll play the blues for you. I said, come on in. Come on in. Oh, there's a good chance you're gonna run across some of your old friends. No, your loneliness we'll try to soothe it. Play the blues for you.
And that was I'll Play the Blues for You by Kris Lager. He's got a brand new record out. It's called Blues Lover, and there's a release party on November 24th, which is the night before Thanksgiving, Wednesday, November 24th at the Jewell. And with us in the studio is Mr. Lager.
What's up?
It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. Always.
Always. Good. Yeah. So you got a brand new record. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And it's called Blues Lover, and this is a little bit of a departure for you. You did all of the instrumentation except the beats.
That's right. Yeah,
Okay.
you read the liner notes.
I did. Well, you told me.
I love it. Yeah, it's the first time I've been so ambitious. And I feel like it's just an accumulation and a natural process of wanting to put out the sounds that I enjoy and that I want my sounds to be. And, even when I get into these multi-million-dollar studios, it seems like I come back with mixes that I still don't feel great about. So, and it's not that they're fine. They're good mixes, but at this point in the game, I just have certain sounds that I like, and I feel like I accomplished that with the help of Doug Van Sloan. He was he really helped me get my mixes into shape, and we went back and forth. He would send me an email saying, this is a little weird, and it helped me get better. So I'm hoping this is just the start of high output for me, because I got another album in the can. That's an all original record. Really is a good time capsule where I'm at right now. Okay. And that's kind of what I'm going for with most of my records. Like this was an experimental record because it's the first time I've ever done a record that's not original. There's only 2 originals on the record.
Out of how many tracks?
Out of 10.
10.
So there's 8 covers, and most of them have been songs that I've been playing since I was a teenager. Blues songs that I fell in love with.
And you've got some of the people that are represented are Buddy Guy, Albert King, Alan Toussaint, right? Snooky Pryor. Well, that was kind of, when you started out, you were kind of a straight-up blues guy, zoo bar kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm still a zoo bar guy. We got a date coming up, or I guess when this will come out, it'll be past. But
you've kind of developed your own sort of sound since then, though. I mean, I wouldn't say you're usually just a straight-up blues player. You've definitely ventured beyond that.
And I feel like it's kind of a blessing and a curse. I've never fit I never felt like I could be a blues artist too. Yeah. Of course, when I was 17, I thought I could.
Yeah, but you don't pick a lot of cotton.
Yeah, I don't fit the profile, and it's a good thing. Yeah, like that, because it's pushed my songwriting, and I've really in a blues vehicle, a blues guitar vehicle, and a lot of times, yeah. So,
but you kind of got that jam band thing going too, that sort of hippie vibe.
Big time, yeah. I love to jam. I love to. And no song is the same ever, And
does routine bother you?
I'm more comfortable with routine than I ever have been. I remember back when I was younger, I thought routine was.
Now, is that a function of age and fatherhood?
I think so.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
The one thing, and this might be different for you because you're out traveling, and I like to say is you can when you have young children, you can stay up as late as you want, but you're getting up at 6.
Yeah.
And you know exactly what I mean, man.
Yeah.
When those kids got to eat, they got to eat.
Yeah. Thank God for my wife. My wife is, she holds it down big time. She lets me sleep in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not all the time, but, she's very understanding about my lifestyle, my late night.
Well, let me ask you this. When you're making a record, do you hear like a drum sound? Like, do you hear an album, Led Zeppelin, because that's what's sitting right there, and you hear that drum sound, you're like, that's the drum sound I want. Then do you go pursue that when you're micing the drums in the studio?
Yeah, there's a drum sound I go after for sure, and it's mostly exists in like the 60s, early 70s
like which
era.
drummer would you think?
I'm not necessarily going after a drummer or a recording, more of a vibe. Like, I like squishy drum sounds, tape saturated sounds. Like, I definitely think Zeppelin had a thing for sure, but they're probably even a little bit more aggressive than the drum sounds I'm going after. Like,
but can you give us an example of what sort of sound quality texture?
I like the Stax stuff, all of the 70s Columbia stuff.
Is that Jackson?
Yeah, the drummer.
Yeah.
And the MGs, yeah. So any of that, like soul, and like I like the Parliament Funkadelic vibe too, where the Muscle Shoals vibe, where the drums are loud in the mix. So I go for a louder mixed drum than like the Stax records in a sense, but I like the sounds they're getting. So I like a squishy round drum sound.
So do you find then, because you produce this yourself then, and are you a good producer?
I'd like to think I am.
Okay.
I like producing other musicians. I really do.
Well, I was going to ask you, have you who have you produced?
I've done some sessions like with Hector Anchondo.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it didn't get released, but we had a lot of fun doing it.
Was that the Revolution track or?
I never got him in for Revolution, unfortunately. I wish.
Okay.
I pretty much did all that, and then.
Yeah, I know. I was there.
Yeah. You were the main muse.
Have you heard Hector's new record?
I have. Yeah,
I like it.
I like it too.
You know, his.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I know you are. Well, it's hard not to be his fan. He's just such a nice, gentle guy. You know.
He really is. Yeah.
We went to the used bookstore the other day. We did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was cool because you get to see people in a light, you know, because usually he's working the stage and then he's got to talk to the fans, and so you get like a 2-minute, you know what I mean?
Oh,
we
yeah.
see it all the time, and
Yeah.
so that was more of a sit down and talk about literature and what do you want to read kind of. So
Nice.
We're talking to Kris Lager. He's got a brand new record out. It's called Blues Lover. And, of course, there will be a CD release party on Wednesday, November 24th at the Jewell, which is down at the corner of 10th and Capitol inside the Marriott Hotel. And that's the night before Thanksgiving. And it's just one show, 7 o'clock show?
Yeah, we're just going to do one show.
Okay.
A couple sets. And my buddy Jackson Stokes, who I'm going to produce a record for
Okay.
in a couple weeks. In fact, during that week leading up to the Jewel show, we're going to be working on a record together in the hopes of maybe doing a tour together this spring.
Okay.
So Jackson Stokes is going to open up the show, I think, and him and I are going to do a duo thing. I'm going to bring him back up with the band later on in the show.
So is the first set just you and Jackson acoustic?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second set is the full ensemble?
Yep.
And so since you played all the instruments on the album, who's going to be in the band when you do the show? Are we going to know these?
At the Jewel, I got
the Jewel.
Jacob Sorensen on the bass, and he's been with me about 5 years or so, like on and off.
Okay.
And then on drums, I'll have Matt Arbeiter, who's an Omaha guy that's, or Bellevue technically, that is just back after spending over a decade in New York City. And
Okay.
so he's, and he just did this tour with me. We did a tour out to the West Coast and back, and he did that tour with me. So it's going to be great. We're really gelling. I'm really enjoying playing with Matt.
Okay.
He's you know, the drummer is like, to me, it's all about the drummer. You know,
100%
if
of
the
the
drummer is locked in, my world is good. You know.
Well, I would argue, you tell me if I'm crazy, that 100% of the time, the difference between a good band and a great band is the drummer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. You're only as good as your drummer.
So-
every time. And then Jeremiah is going to play keys as well too.
all right.
So Jeremiah will be there.
Back.
I put organ on every song on this record, so I feel like I got to have a.
So did
some keys.
Maya teach you the organ, or did you figure that out on your own?
I've learned quite a few things from Jeremiah, but yeah, a lot of it's just been me playing.
Yeah.
I picked up the keys probably about 10 years ago or so.
Okay. So we're kind of talking about it, but we're not getting any younger. You've got kids at home. You've got a wife and a mortgage and stuff. How is that transition in your life showing up in your music? What's changing as you age?
Many things. You
I
know?
can imagine, man.
It's altered my life for the better, but definitely made it trickier.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm juggling and I'm trying to keep all the balls in the air. I can never get the work output that I want.
Yeah.
You know, I always wonder what I did with my time before I had kids. But yet it makes everything so much sweeter too.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like my songs have more depth to them. My time is more valuable. So I feel like even though I'm constantly trying to work more, trying to produce more, trying to spend more time in the studio or on an instrument, the time that I do get to spend is even more richer because of being a father and a husband and just wanting to be a productive member of the community, you know, in general, and having that awareness is definitely, my awareness has increased dramatically.
Can you talk about social awareness, or
Just how people perceive me, and I'm a big philosophical guy when it
I
comes
know.
to music. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want my music to be diluted with any of the business, any of the, of course, I'm aware of the fact that it's going to have to enter into the equation, but I want it to be post creation, post motivation. I don't want to.
So you're making the argument that it's art for art's sake.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my goal in life. I don't want to be touting my, where my chart position is.
Yeah.
Or I don't want you to be. I don't want to be posting about nominate me on the ballot. That's not what I want to be doing with my time.
But that is part of the game.
Unfortunately, it seems that way. But I don't. I could totally go on for hours about how I think it should not be part of the game.
Well, let's do this. Let's hear the next track from the record. This is a track called Me and My Woman. This is from Kris Lager's new album. It's called Blues Lover. It is an album of blues tracks.
Here's another one.
All right, we're gonna do it once more.
You're listening to Pacific Street Blues.
And this time, no mistakes.
On 89.7 The River.
From the album entitled Blues Lover, that is Kris Lager, and a track there entitled Get Out of My Life Woman, an Alan Toussaint song. And he's got a brand new release coming out. It's on Wednesday, November 24th at the Jewell, which is the night before Thanksgiving. And so there's a one show only, a 7 p.m. show at the Jewell on Wednesday, November 24th. And with us in the studio to talk about his brand new record is Kris Lager.
What's happening?
So we kind of, you know, we've known each other for a long time. And one of the things that makes you such an attractive person is your optimism and your love for people and your love for your fellow man. So, what do you feel good about? Where should I find hope? Fellowship?
I really think that there's a lot. There's a lot to be hopeful for.
Okay.
I think all these social movements and all these things being exposed is good, because as a whole we're saying no more. We're saying no more hate. No more.
Yeah.
We should love each other, no
At
matter
least
what.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And love isn't always easy, and it isn't always
It can be challenging.
yeah, it's very challenging, just like marriage. It's like
Yeah.
it's challenging, but it's work. And at the end of the day, if you stay committed and you're tolerant of each other, good things are going to come about. And I think we're there as a society.
We're getting close, maybe closer.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're there, but
Yeah.
we're aware of.
But you use your music to send out good vibes, and in your show you talk about the good vibes and the love for one another. Where does this come from? I mean, were your parents particularly spiritual?
Yeah, and they were spiritual enough to hand a little nugget down to me, and
Yeah.
and I think I picked up on Buddhism a lot.
Yeah.
In my 20s, I really got into that, and that kind of really set me up for trying to just be present. And
So you mentioned that you're working on a new song, kind of along these lines, because I kind of get the sense that you're constantly looking for that positive, I don't know, for lack of a better term, vibration, kind of quote Bob Marley. But you're working on a new album and a new song. Can you talk a little bit about that? Or
yeah, I got this song where I think the title I'm going for is "Love Is Still Alive."
Okay.
And the concept started with a conversation I had at one of my solo shows in Sioux City. I was talking about how we tend to we're a cult of personality kind of society, where we attach to messengers and idols and stuff, and I don't know why necessarily. Maybe that's just the way we are as a hierarchical.
well, we look for leadership, or we look for something to believe in.
Yeah.
But
But in that pursuit, we oftentimes latch on to the messenger over the message.
yeah,
So that was what I was talking about on stage, probably a little loose lip and little.
no
and
drinking involved at all.
there might have been some Jameson, but it inspired somebody to put a note in my tip jar saying, "I look forward to hearing your message over the messenger song." So, and that did create, that did water that seed, and I have been working on it. And
Okay.
even today, I was in my studio working out, all the details, and I feel like I finally finished all the lyrics and stuff. And that's the concept, yeah, because philosophically, that's where I try to thread that needle of not making it about me.
Yeah.
I worry that music will be used for sorcery, because it can be, and it has, and I try not to be a part of that. I want to, and I don't.
Is there a song or an artist that you find inspiring or hope-filled that you...
I mean, and I feel like we're all humans,
Yeah.
So, and you could probably anybody could go into my catalog and find numerous examples of me not being enlightened or, like fully aware. But
How much of your music do you find is either autobiographical or at least an expression of a concern that you have, or a fear maybe, woven in there?
yeah,
really tight?
100% almost.
Yeah.
And you almost have to have like split personalities, where
Yeah.
one song you're digging into this file, this emotion, and then the next song you're digging into that, and so you're drawing from different experiences through life. And I feel like that's what I got a leg up more on myself now than my previous versions, when
Yeah.
I was just
Wisdom's a funny thing.
I was just mimicking my favorite artist, or I
Yeah.
was just going after my Jimi Hendrix vibe, or like copying my favorite guitar players. Like now I actually it's an accompaniment, as like the instrument is a tool and an emotional antenna that I can broadcast towards the audience and try to.
But that has to be, so a performance has to be not only physically demanding but emotionally demanding.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you must be spent by the end of the show.
Well, it depends. Sometimes I'm spent, sometimes I'm juiced.
Yeah.
But often
Jameson,
than not,
or-
I'm juiced. Yeah, right. But that, I'll want to stay up till 4 in the morning after a good show because I feel like the energies have been just amplified. And I feel like as an artist, I feel like I'm almost too overexposing myself in a sense.
Yeah.
Because I've been learning these Dead tunes lately, and because we went out to California and played this wedding, and they wanted to hear like 6, 7 Dead songs. So I learned them, and the lyrics are so mystical, they're so mysterious, and I enjoy that because that's not how I write songs. Like I write very, very point blank. You know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there's not a whole lot of interpretation to it. So part of me feels like, well, shoot, maybe I am a little too overexposing myself.
So I was with my brother-in-law, a very bright guy, super bright guy. And he was making the argument that the difference between a Dylan, or what made Dylan great in his view, was his academic literacy, that he could sing about or emulate the ideas of a very specific poet and put those ideas to music, whereas most other songwriters can't. And I thought that was a very interesting observation. I'm not drawn to poetry. I'm drawn to lyrics. But I'm not drawn to oblique messages. If you got a story to tell me the story. I don't want to have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I see both sides of it.
Yeah.
I'm on both. I really am. Because I do like to have my spirits lifted and be put in a good place. I like romantic songs. I like story songs. This whole learning these Dead tunes is really opening my eyes to the Robert Hunter. Totally interpret millions of web pages devoted towards dissecting and interpreting these lyrics. And I think it's hilarious, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I've most often sided with like what you're saying, where just tell me how I'm supposed to feel. And I love Dylan too. Dylan was probably the first songwriter that could literally like paint a picture in my mind.
Yeah.
Just by hearing the tune, and I really enjoyed that.
Do you hear are there other artists now that you associate with that as well that do that?
That can paint pictures? Tom Petty's great at that. Contemporary guys, gosh, I always draw blanks when I'm.
That's cool, but Tom Petty, the interesting thing about Tom Petty is, it sounds so simple, but it's really so complicated.
Yeah.
So he makes incredibly complicated things sound super easy. I was listening to the new Lucinda Williams, where she does the entire album of Tom Petty covers, and it really, hearing someone else do his body of work, really brought it alive in a new way for me. I really enjoyed that. I didn't think I would. Don't tell my sister that. She's a huge Lucinda Williams fan, and I always downplay it. I'm like, nah, she's all right.
Yeah? See, Sarah Bank got me into Lucinda Williams.
Yeah.
Because Sarah Bank was a huge Lucinda Williams fan, and I remember, like, where should I start? And she pointed me towards Cartwheels on a Gravel Road.
Yeah, I remember when that album came out.
Yeah, that was a great record.
Yeah. I want to remind people, of course, Kris will be participating in the 18th annual Toy Drive for the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation simulcast on Sunday, December 5th. Where are you going from here?
It's pretty much opened the door to the next original record, which is in the can. I'm currently mixing.
Oh, wow. So it's already done.
Yeah. I recorded it pretty much the same time.
Sitting at home during COVID, did that stimulated your creativity? And
Yeah, it really did. It stimulated my creativity and my carpal tunnel. Because I've played a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear this song then. It's from the brand new record, Blues Lover, right here on Pacific Street Blues.
Nobody say I'm a man of a many words. I can do things to you, darling, my dear, that I swear you ain't never heard. I'm rap strong and no rap long. Come on, mama, let me turn you on. Come on. Ooh, yeah. All right. Yeah, when I throw my game on you, I know one thing, baby, you ain't never gonna be the same. I swear you're gonna call my name. I'm that strong and no rap long. Come on, mama, let me turn you on. Come come on. Ooh, yeah. I got hauled out to jail late last night with no one to go my bail. I left strong to the judge early this morning, and the judge put the cops in jail. I left strong and I know rap long. Come on, mama, let me turn you on. Come on. Ooh.